side to Filete Iyangi, and he's getting up close to the first down marker, but I don't think he quite got there. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 1. And Orem, after a little bit of a slow first 2 plays, they've really figured out how to move this ball down.
And let's give some credit to number 79, the offensive lineman. He full-on moved that cornerback out of the way, allowing the halfback to get a couple more yards.
Absolutely.
Beautiful block.
It's those second-level blocks that make the breakaway runs, because if the second level doesn't get you, there's no one left to get you. And Lance Reynolds getting ready to take this 2nd and 1. They're just going to hand out one right off up the middle to Trutoa, and he is easily in for a touchdown. And that was about as simple as it gets. You just run it up the gut, a little bit of hard-nosed football, and the offensive line makes it work. And that's going to make it 6-0 for the Tigers.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that. I think the defense may have thought it was a play fake, didn't respect that run game, and he just caught him flat-footed, ran right into the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown.
And I don't think they're going to keep disrespecting that run game, because that run game did numbers for them on this drive, that is. And the extra point is up, and it is through, making it 7-0 for the Tigers. 9:38 left on the clock. And so what are you thinking about that drive?
You know, it looked really good. I was excited with how Orem was able to get the run game going. They got it going quick, and we'll see if they can sustain that, but that will be the key to them throughout this game. Alta's defense, you know, just to be blunt, looked very flat-footed on that drive. And, you know, it's going to be something they're going to have to fix as this game goes on.
Absolutely. Orem had their number on pretty much every play call that time. They did a lot of outside run game, which probably made people think a little more about setting the edge and getting outside, and then they just run it up the middle for about a 10-yard touchdown. And that's what really does it for you. Just getting them to look somewhere else.
Yeah, just beautiful balance in the play calling, and just keeping that defense guessing.
Absolutely. And Orem, you gotta wonder, are they gonna go for their little fakey kick that they like to do, where everyone rushes it, then they back off?
We'll see. Like that fake onside kick, you know, it keeps that kickoff team in their toes.
Absolutely. They did it a couple times to Jordan last week. They're going to fake it again, and it's not actually going anywhere. You got to wonder if Alta's got that play on tape, and if they're ready to take that. And that kick is bobbled by Noah Flores. He picks it up and runs about to the 20. He's getting pushed outside. Flags fly in, and he is muscled out of bounds at about the 16. We'll see what this flag is for. There was a lot of action and scrapping around going on that play, so could really be anything at this point.
A lot of chaos on that play. You had the 2 returners. There was a miscommunication between them, which led to one of the returners getting in the way of the reception, causing a muffed.
All right, that's going to look like holding on the receiving team, and that's going to back up this drive that already wasn't starting from a very good place just due to all the chaos and bobbling on there. And Alta's going to be starting this one off from what looks like the 9, so very good field position for Orem to start this one off. Alta will probably think of getting this one away from their own end zone as fast as possible. And we'll see what they do. Orem's got a stacked box. Immediate screen to the left. And Orem's home for that one. That one brought in by, I believe, number 4. Who I don't have on this roster. What an interesting thing. Last week, our Jordan roster had about 6 players marked as number 0 and none marked as number 1. So you really just gotta play with what you're given here. Matt McKeah lined up behind center in the shotgun. A little bit of motion behind the line, not too much. Takes the snap, looking left, caught, and he is brought down just short of the 30. That one brought in by Noah Flores for a first down, and just a slow, methodical passing game. Working for another team here today.
Yeah, that was an interesting play call. They showed like a bubble screen, which got that linebacker to bite, going for the reception or the receiving guy of that screen, and then just threw it to one of the blockers.
Yeah, got the field for an easy gain, of course, and it's those fakes. They went for the bubble screen, then they went for the fake bubble screen, and it's just what we said earlier. It's getting them to guess everything, and this one's just going to be handed off right up the middle. This one getting to about the 40 for another first down, and that was some hard-nosed running from Anson Jaramillo.
It goes both ways.
Absolutely, and it looks like both teams are going to be emphasizing the short game today, because we haven't seen a single pass go more than like 5 yards, 10 yards. Definitely not 10 yards.
That short game sets up the deep game.
Yeah, which Orem likes to dabble in, as we've seen so far this season. Makia under center, hands it off to Jaramillo once again, and that one stuffed after going about 2 yards. So Orem's got their number on that one. They won't let that one pass them once again.
Yeah, and I liked what I saw from that defensive line. They were able to close that gap up pretty quick and allow their linebackers to fill that gap, get the tackle.
Absolutely. They just kind of collapsed the line there, and there just wasn't really anywhere to go. And gotta wonder what they're gonna bring out. Matt Makia in empty, so it's either QB draw or a pass. So we know who's going to be a big part of this play. Yeah, there's just no other options. 5 receivers on the line. It's got to be them. Makia takes it. He's rolling right, throws. It's tipped by the defensive line, and diving grab unsuccessful. That one's going to bring up third down. And what a heads-up play by the defensive line, getting in there despite the rollout and getting close enough to interrupt the pass. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
And coaches love to see that. They tell their players, get those hands up, try and disrupt that ball, because it is huge for that team if they can cause an incompletion.
A lot harder to catch it if it's just spinning end over end at the line of scrimmage. There's just not really anyone there to get it. And Matt Makia looking like he's in empty again, so they might be going for something similar, maybe something different. Could be seeing that QB draw, and it's looking like we've got our first timeout of the game. And that one charged to the Hawks there. 6:52 left in the first quarter. They've taken up quite a bit of time, as Orem was really gunning it on their drive. They really kept everything moving very quickly. Alta taking a lot of time between snaps by comparison. So
agreed. Orem used that hurry up to kind of keep Alta on their toes and hopefully tire them out as this game goes on.
Absolutely. If Orem just manages to hold on to the ball for a drive that long, you could really see the defense getting tired. Yeah.
And a tired defense usually means more points for your offense.
Absolutely. And Alta taking the field once again. And this time they're not running in the empty. We might be seeing a screen to the right. Got 2 receivers stacked on that side. And he's going to take it. Low snap. Screen to the right. What did I tell you? That one by Noah Flores. Maybe getting just past the first down line. And what a play there. What a play there by Noah Flores, managing to extend the ball forward as he was getting pushed out of bounds. It looks like that might be just 1 yard short. Chain crew maybe thought it was a first down, but the refs called him back. And that's going to bring up 4th and 1. So this brings up one of the big questions when you're play calling. Do you go for it on 4th down? They're on their own 49. So pretty good field position if you want to try for it. We'll have to see. There's some substitution going on and off the field, but I don't think the punting team is out.
And this is a big risk because you stand a good chance to get it, but at the same time, if you don't, Orem has awesome field position.
Absolutely. Empty set once again. Never mind, we've got number 4 going into the backfield, and it's looking like that might be a timeout on Orem, making sure that they've got their defense all ready for this one, and that's 2 timeouts within, what, about like 5 seconds of game time?
Yeah,
Couldn't be a ton of time, so not a lot of time left in this half, but I mean, timeouts in the first half, like they're pretty important if it's like a close game and you want to get one in right before halftime. But it's really your second half timeouts that matter. And hey, this is a pretty crucial play because if Orem gets this, they stand a very good chance of making it a 2-possession game based on their offense last time.
Agreed. And Alta's gonna try and Alta, is gonna try and talk things over, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him run it up the middle, see how their offensive line can fare against this defensive line, and I think this play will be won in the trenches.
They haven't done that. They haven't done that in a few plays, so you might be right. It's the pistol formation, lined up right behind the QB. We'll have to see where this one goes. Crowd getting hyped up. And they are going to hand it off just right up the middle, and Orem gets the stop. What an amazing play from that defensive line overall. And just what a play there, honestly, overall. I believe that was Eniasi Matina doing a little celebration after that as part of the big play. And that's excellent work by a collective defense right there.
Because it's never just the tackler, it's the guys that are moving the offensive line, so the tackler has a route to get to the halfback, and just beautiful team play.
Absolutely. I'm giving credit to the entire defense because there's no way I could have seen who made that tackle, because there's just jerseys everywhere, more yellow ones than white ones, as I saw. And Orem getting ready, taking the snap, handing off right up the middle. That's True Toa, and that one also similarly stuffed. That one possibly going back about a yard. So that's going to bring up second down. So run game and run defense, both very crucial starting off here.
And we're starting to see some of the chess games come out in this game as the coaches are starting to settle in and size up the other team, see what will work, see what won't. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a deep throw right here. I'd take a shot.
If you're right, I'm gonna just let you call the entire game, because like, hey, you were right about it being up the gut on that 4th and 1 call. We'll see if they take a deep shot. Lance Reynolds looking long, and what did he tell you? Towards Roger Saleapaga. He's looking for a pass interference call. That one quite overthrown, might I say, but a pretty good shot. Roger Saleapaga looking like he got his towel stolen on that play, taking it back by force.
A little bit of extracurricular on that play.
Not enough to draw some attention, but probably some words exchanged that we probably couldn't repeat on this broadcast.
Yes, this game will be chippy, and it's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, it's been very physical so far. Lots of up-the-gut runs and just lots of good tackling. True Toa gets it up the middle, but a great shoelace tackle by number 2. Getting the name on that one. That was Joshua Barraza, and he overextended. He went into the backfield, but he managed just to reach out and get him down by his legs, and that's going to bring up 4th and 11. So probably not exactly your 4-down territory, but Lance Reynolds is still on the field. The return men for Alta coming back into cornerback position. They were not ready to take an offensive snap. Lance Reynolds looking like he's trying to draw him off sides. Looking towards his sideline. It looks like they might be going for it on this one. 4th and 8. This is an absolutely fascinating situation.
Oh,
he's
wow.
going to pooch punt it over the top of the back line, and that one's going to bounce inside the 10, rolling towards the 5. And you don't see that every day, do you?
I'm not sure I have seen that in years. It's been a long time.
That was quite popular in the 2000s. Some NFL trivia that the pooch punt was like in vogue for about like a decade, maybe like half a decade in the early 2000s before everyone just kind of stopped doing it. And that's a very great use of it, because Lance Reynolds, he is not a punter, but I mean, you give anyone a football, they could probably kick it about 50 yards if you give them a little bit of luck, you know?
Yeah, and if you can get that kicking team down there to down that ball.
Yeah, and Alta starting this drive from their own 5, so potential for a safety here. And he's going to take the snap, and he's just going to hand it off right up the middle. Linebackers sweeping in to make that tackle on Jaramillo. And what a run offense we're seeing from Alta so far as they pick up another first down.
Yeah, these guys have been running hard and powerful, breaking some tackles and getting a few extra yards.
Absolutely. Anson Jaramillo is fast.
Yeah, he's fast and he's got power. It's kind of your perfect
perfect package. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if they go for another pass or another run on this one. Some talk going around, some motion behind the line. Takes the snap, looking like just another handoff right up the middle, but the Orem Tigers defense was all over that one. They saw that one coming. He knew exactly where to go to grab that tackle, and that's going to set them back. Doesn't look like it's going to set them back very much as they start on the 15 once again.
And it's been interesting to see how their run game has been successful up the middle, but when they've run the outside runs, it's been a lot more difficult to come by yards.
Got a strong interior line on this Hawks team for sure. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Once again, the pistol formation. We haven't seen much of the pistol this season, but here it is from Alta. So they get ready, dropping back. Makia rolling right towards this line of scrimmage. That one picked up at about the 30, and he's running down the sideline, brought down at about the 40. And just some heads-up football on that play. Seeing the open man just right between the defenders on that play call.
And it was just kind of a pick-your-poison play. The quarterback was rolling out to his right. He had the room to run if he wanted, so that linebacker, came up to try and stop that run and just threw it right over his head.
Absolutely. And there really isn't much of a way to win, because if you stay with the receiver, he'll just turn around and block you as soon as his guy passes the line of scrimmage, so there isn't really much you can do. Makia hands it off right up the middle. Anson Jaramillo once again past the first down line, and these runs pretty consistently going for about 10 yards, so you got to wonder if Orem's going to start thinking up some counterplay for this.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out how to stop this interior run. It's the play that'll tire you out so fast, and we don't want to see a tired Orem defense,
of course,
or we'll see a lot of Alta points.
Of course, yeah. It all goes both ways, as the looks like the clock operators had a little bit of a mishap as it was set to 33 minutes. I don't think the first quarter has that much left in it. Looked like they added one extra 0 to that one as the clock gets set to 4:31. See a thumbs up from the refs towards our clock operator booth. That's actually just right next door to us in the box up here. And Orem has the marching band here right next to us. So just like last week with at Jordan, where we were sitting on the roof with the Jordan marching band pretty much right in our ears, basically. So it's that homecoming atmosphere 2 weeks in a row. And Makia taking the snap from the 48, 4 minutes 31 left. Anson Jaramillo taking it around to the right side. And once again, that outside run not doing many favors for the Hawks.
And they've just been able to get it to that 2nd and long, but convert on 2nd and long.
Time and time again, we've seen it.
And Orem just needs to start forcing some 3rd downs, and then they can get this defense off the field.
Absolutely. Because, hey, if you're a defense, your whole idea is to get off the field. As the scoreboard looks like it just went out.
Wow.
I've never seen that before. Looking like,
there we go.
It's all back. Little technical issue, but we are in fact back. For those watching on our Orem Broadcasting YouTube channel, you'll be seeing all the live scoreboard action. It's been some of been some of the most electric action we've seen so far, as everything's been a little bit down to the ground and short passing, and we've seen one attempt at the deep ball so far. So hopefully we'll be getting more of that later. I'm a big fan of the deep ball just because, I don't know.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting. I love that stuff.
And I think as this game goes on, as these defenses get tired, those routes are going to start opening up, and they're going to start taking those shots.
Absolutely. Orem likes to take those like maybe once a quarter, but when they take them, they kind of want to make sure they're going to work, and they know it's going to work. So we'll have to see what they go for. We've already seen some trickery from them today with the pooch punt and the reverse on the opening kickoff. So we'll just have to see what they dream up next. Officials have still not given the go-ahead to keep playing, as the scoreboard goes out once again. And very, very fascinating
turn of events.
Yeah, very fascinating here. You think it's like some sort of power issue, some sort of connectivity issue? Because I've seen the little thing that operates the scoreboard myself. I ran it for a soccer game here one time on a favor, and it's not that complicated. It's much more complicated for football, I'm sure, because there's so many things to keep updated.
Yeah.
All right, so the clock is running again. So nope, it ticked 1 second off. So clock is not running. Officials finally backing up from the football. Alta finally getting lined up once again. And this is going to be 2nd and 10 for Alta. We're just going to read from the chain crew in the back, because I do not trust that scoreboard. And once again in the pistol, transposed to the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking right over the middle. That one very nearly intercepted, but an excellent play by number 15 on the defense. That was Dallin Heel. Just an absolutely electric play. He hung out pretty much right behind the receiver, possibly out of the line of sight, by staying behind the receiver and getting him to throw that deep ball, getting him to take that risk. And that very could have been an interception. But once again, you mentioned Orem has to bring up 3rd down here. Here it is. What are they going to do with it? How are they going to manage to keep them, to get this offense off the field, because they've shown they can move it slowly. Looking right, throws to about past the 5-yard line. Not the 5-yard line, but 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. Big gang tackle right before the line of scrimmage. That looks like it might be short. And once again, just those short throws right to the sideline. Noah Flores on the reception.
And we did have a flag come in late in the backfield.
You got to wonder what that's for. We got four referees conversing. This is a 4 pinstripe call here. And they gotta really make sure they get this one right, because this is a pretty crucial drive, or pretty crucial down right here, I got to say. That one's looking like it's going to go against Alta, some form of a personal foul there. And that's going to be very unfortunate. And that'll bring up 3rd and very long. That one looked like it went for 20 yards.
And an unfortunate play for Alta, and it's the first big miscue we've seen through the night, taking away a good 3rd down play.
Why's it got to be the good plays? Just like last week, it's always the good plays that are...
The good plays are good half the time because there was a flag.
I know, but I wish they weren't. I just want to live in a world where there wasn't any...
There's no penalties.
Where no one was allowed to do penalties.
Oh, yeah.
That would be great. So this is going to bring up about 3rd and 15. So they got to make this one go long. Shotgun for Matt McKea. He's looking right. He's looking left. Throws deep over the middle. And that one just off the hands of number 4. And that's going to bring up a long 4th down. And the Orem defense really managed to lock down around midfield there. And that's what they're looking for.
And, I give all the credit to number 9. He made a last-second swat on that deep throw, a seam route right up the middle. And he just got his hand in there in time. A clean play, didn't draw pass interference, and we'd love to see Orem get their offense back onto the field.
No penalties for Orem thus far. So far a very clean game, as the scoreboard clock is currently just kind of locked on zeros. This punt going up very high. This one's going to drop at around the 30. That one's going to bounce a couple times. Alta trying to avoid touching it and producing a live ball, and that one's going to be marked dead at about the 26, 27. So some pretty standard field position for Orem to start this drive, and they'll be looking for some heat on this one, because if you make it 14-0, you can begin the process of running away with this game.
Agreed. And I'm excited to see, how this Orem team responds. Alta on that last drive kind of shut them down, and we'll see if they can, get back to how they played in that first drive, kind of dominating on the line.
Absolutely. Lance Reynolds getting ready to take the snap, and he's looking right. He's looking left. He's rolling to the left. He throws it to Roger Saleapaga at about the 40. He's going to cut towards the middle of the field, fighting towards that 50, and like an absolute swarm of white jerseys had to bring him down there. That was about 5 players?
Yeah, just a big fight from that kid. And we saw that pick your poison drive for Alta on their last drive. We saw a little bit of it on Orem. Lance Reynolds had nothing but Greenfield in front of him, but he found the open guy.
Exactly. Roger Saleapaga, he just very simply beat his man there, and he had the gas to go. Lance Reynolds hands it up right up the middle. True Toa bouncing around the right, past the 40, past the 45, past the 30, past the 20. He's got people chasing him. 10, touchdown for the Tigers. And what an absolutely electric play. We're both standing up in here.
What a beautiful play. Just some missed tackles from the Alta defense. I saw one guy just try and, push him, 2-arm push, and almost gave him a boost up the field.
Yeah, he had that absolute speed in the running game, outside run game, showing up for the Tigers, and that's how we like to see it here, getting those big chunk plays and making Alta second guess themselves.
You love to see it. Just
wait a minute.
Looks like a holding's going to bring this one back 10 yards.
I'm absolutely done with this. It's always those, man. Ugh. So that's gonna bring it back. I barely even know what to say at this point.
It just sucks. You get so excited, and then a holding penalty comes out. I didn't see the flag.
I didn't see it either. I don't think the crowd did either. I heard some big boos, which actually that's what clued me in, because I was ready to just keep blabbing. Lance Reynolds hands it up right up the middle. That one not going much of anywhere, and that'll bring up maybe 3rd and long. I can't see the down marker on the other side of the field. There it is. It's going to be 2nd and long. Yeah. And just an unfortunate. That's, like I said, it's those miscues that really just kill a drive, because look, now you're on your own 40 instead of having 14 points on the board right now. Lance Reynolds looks long, throwing deep towards Asher Young, and that one just barely overthrown. And he was lockstep. He was step for step with his man there. He could have absolutely made that grab, but just a couple yards too long. And that shows the precision in the long passing game. If you're going to try and hit a guy in stride, you've got to be absolutely right on the money. And hey, we love Lance Reynolds here, but it's high school football. We're not going to be seeing those 50-yard throws that we see on Sunday nights. It's just a tough throw no matter who you are. So we'll have to see what they cook up for this 3rd and long. And it looks like we have a flag before the snap here. That one's going to be false start on the Tigers, and that's going to set them back even further.
And I'm excited, it's 3rd and 20 plus. I bring out a bubble screen.
Oh, really?
Try and catch them off their toes, try and see what they can do with the yards after catch.
There's a lot of space on that left side of the field there. You got 2-on-2. Lance Reynolds looking, throws very long. That one way overthrown from the very start. And not Eniasi Matina, Fulete Iongi was the target on there. That's going to bring up a very long fourth down, and not looking like we're going to be seeing any tricks out of Orem's bag. Just simply too long to get a new set of downs. So the punting team comes out, and we'll have to see how far they can pin them. I believe that might be Keneal Sweetwine lining up for the punt.
The backup quarterback.
Backup QB looking to test out the leg. And we'll see what he can do. We've already seen a kick from a QB so far today. And that one legged fairly deep. That one bounces at about the 30, pops straight up. It's bouncing towards the 20. And that one going to be called dead at about the 22. So we're not sure how much time we have left in this quarter because the clock is still set to zeros. It is 7-0 for the Tigers. Alta taking the ball at around the 22. And I sure hope we can get that clock back up.
I know. It'd make it so much easier to, see where we are in the game. But
I'm sure the refs have their own clock somewhere, but I'd like to see that clock because at the moment we cannot. So very interesting to see how they've simplified this scoreboard here because we just see the score, the quarter, and the timeouts left for each team. Makia takes the snap, looking towards the sideline. Once again, that one caught at just about the first down marker, and that's probably going to go for a first down. Eniasi Matina pushing him out of bounds there. And yeah, it's a lot less interesting when you can't see the clock, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really strange. That one going to go for a first down for the Hawks. And they're once again, those sideline throws really moving the ball forward. And you got to wonder if they're trying to get those cornerbacks to cheat outside just that little bit more so they can just hit them up the middle. And looking sideline once again. That one a diving grab made. And that one's going to go for about 8 yards. And it's those sideline throws towards the right that we've just seen this entire drive.
And, that defense is going to have to stiffen up, play closer to their man so we can, get some third downs. We got second and short, which is kind of the dream for an offense.
Absolutely. Pistol formation looking a little more like shotgun now. Lots of movement behind the line for this Hawks team, as it's looking like another timeout. And nope, that's going to end the first quarter. And it looks like they've finally set that up. Nope, clock is running right now, which it should not be. So they set it to 12 minutes, but then they ran the clock. So
hopefully we'll get our clock back.
We'll get things working. Hopefully they keep it up here. Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna still be second and short for the Hawks. This one, if Orem manages to get like a tackle for loss here, that'd be absolutely huge. They really want to bring up third down before they get to their midfield marker, just because it's that offensive space that when you have less than 50 yards, you're going to be really just focused on getting those first downs and getting all the way down there, because it's a lot simpler once you're close.
Yeah. We'd love to see the student section here to represent at homecoming.
Absolutely. Plenty of theatrical outfits. It is bougie out for the Tigers here, so lots of high fashion, lots of sunglasses. We have our own sunglasses, but it makes it harder to see the game, so we've both taken them off.
You can't wear your sunglasses at night, despite what that 80s song says.
I'll have to look up what 80s song you're talking about. And we'll just have to use our own eyes to see this one. Second and short for the Hawks. Makia takes the snap and hands it off just right up the middle, and that one just absolutely blown up right from the very start. That one, Alex Hansen on the massive tackle, and he just got back behind there, and there was nowhere left to run.
He almost went like he went unblocked, and immediately was to that halfback with a beautiful tackle.
Absolutely. He looked like he was unblocked at least. He may have just pushed his guy out of the way.
Like a good old swim move, gotten through.
Something like that. There's lots of chaos on the line.
That's the one job I would not want.
Yeah. At least they don't. Hey, at least there's not like an offensive line announcer, because you'd probably need like a direct overhead camera to see what's going on there. Bit of a low snap. He's looking towards the left. It's going to be a short throw, and that one just absolutely blown up at the 40, and just the diving tackle towards the legs right there, and that's going to bring up, I believe, 4th down, and the punting team coming out for Alta. So what a defensive stop, making sure Alta does not get anything going.
And it's kind of turned into a defensive game. At least it has started to look that way.
Absolutely. We've seen back-to-back-to-back drives that have just absolutely gone nowhere from the very start. It's been a pattern for Alta so far. Couple first downs, then Orem gets their number and they shut down right about at midfield. So it'll be interesting to see if they try and hang on to the ball here. That punt is up, and that one's going to be caught at about the 20. Tries to cut back, but there's just nowhere to go, and this drive's going to start from about the 25. 10:15 left on the clock. Not sure how accurate that is, but we'll just go by it because it's got a time there now.
At least it's running.
Yeah, that's what's important. And both of these offenses are running very, very slowly at this point.
Yes, just been not a lot of explosives throughout this game.
Orem's really been the only one to go for them so far. We saw a couple long balls by Alta, but both of those were just straight up broken up. Couple long balls by Orem, those ones were overthrown. So a few different things to work on for the long game if they want to make it work later in this game. Lance Reynolds getting ready to take the snap. Down a little bit high, he's looking left. He's looking right over the middle. Roger Saleapaga has like one man to beat. He's brought down at about the 50, and there's your long ball. That one thrown for about 10 yards. Not exactly like super long game, but some very solid passing offense right out the gate here, and they've already got this one past midfield. This is faster than we've seen either of these offenses move the ball thus far. And they are already getting ready to take the snap. It's a high tempo offense here for Orem, and we're just waiting on this play to start. That ball a little bit high, is looking left, throws towards the sideline, and that one pretty much just thrown away. And I think Roger Saleapaga wanted some DPI on there for a little bit of contact, but he will not get it, bringing up 2nd and 10. And there he is talking with the refs, but does not get what he wants and heads for the huddle. And hey, sometimes on the football field, the person you gotta be is a good lawyer.
Yes,
you gotta argue your case. You gotta make sure everyone's on your side. Lance Reynolds take the snap, looking right. He's throwing right over the middle. Roger Saleapaga's got it. He is past the 30 and nearly hurdles a man, but he is brought down at about the opposing 30. And Isaac Jaramillo on the tackle there. And this offense is pretty much just running through number 2 on this one.
Roger is going to get his yards somehow. I'm sure he was frustrated with that lack of defensive pass interference, but, he made him pay. He's the next play.
He's getting the yards himself if he can't get him from the refs. And this one going to be that same read option from earlier, but he keeps it this time and falls down at about the 24. So a good short play. Like we said earlier, it's impossible to know if that was an option or not. That was the exact opposite of the play we saw earlier, where he pitched it outside, deep in Alta territory. So it seems like that one they like to run when they're getting closer and closer to the opposing end zone. So an interesting pattern. We'll see if it keeps up thus far. Lance Reynolds getting ready to take this one. And he's just going to hand out one right up the middle to True Toa. Puts his head down and grabs a couple yards, but that's definitely not going for a first down by my eye. That one brought down at about the 20. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Tigers, so a pretty crucial down. You think this is in field goal range?
I would think so, but if I'm coach, I'm going for it.
if this isn't like brought back for a big loss or whatever, you know.
If it's 4th and 2 or
4th and 1 or whatever, you're going for it. I like that spirit. Orem has shown a lot of that. Lance Reynolds hands it off around the left side. Barely anyone there to get him. And that one brought out of bounds at the 15. That is absolutely going to be a first down. And Fulete Yangi getting the yards on that one. We've seen a lot of jet sweeps. We've seen a lot of going across the field for the outside run from him today.
And I loved the play design. They kind of let that defensive line run up, get right up next to that quarterback, and then they handed the ball off to the receiver. He had the running start and was able to sprint right past him.
And that's going to be a first down, and Orem getting very close to threatening another touchdown. Still 7-0 for the Tigers, 8:20 left in the half. 1st and 10 from Alta's 15. Lance Reynolds rolling to the left. He's going to pump fake, and he's going to try and take it, but he steps out of bounds quite far behind the line of scrimmage. And the rush just came home on that one, and he didn't see anyone to throw to. So that one's going to go back for a few yards, most likely.
Just nothing open there. Beautiful defense from Alta's cornerbacks and secondary, just closing out all routes.
Absolutely. And the pass rush got home. That play designed to buy him some extra time to make a read and make a throw, but there was just nothing there. And we'll see how they gain back those yards. 2nd and 14 for the Tigers. 8:14 left on the clock. And he's just going to hand that one up the middle. Trutoa bouncing around left and right behind the line, looking for a hole. Manages to advance about 5 yards. And that one not going very far at all. This one going to bring up about 3rd and 10. So this is a very crucial play here because you're about where you started. You're probably towards field goal range, but if you're thinking about a 4th down, you're going to want to just convert that and not have to worry about 4th down. Lance Reynolds immediately rolls left once again, avoids a tackle, and I can't tell if he threw it or not, but there is a flag out after the play, well after. Might be a late hit out of bounds as the pass rush was coming home.
And it looks like there may have been some chirping from that Alta defense right at that Orem sideline.
Absolutely. They were right up there. They were coming home for Lance Reynolds once again. Those left rollouts, they have their number on those. And we've got 3 refs conversing on this one. Gonna go get water. Yeah.
And so we'll see how Orem responds to this penalty. Hopefully it's in their favor, but you never know.
Absolutely. We just got to wait for the call out here. Looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Alta, and that's almost certainly going to bring up an automatic first down. And that's not what you want to see from any team, because it's not like you were trying too hard on the field. It's not like you were just playing a bit too aggressive. That's just absolutely
a mental mistake.
Absolutely. It's just a mental error, being a little too aggressive, but off the field.
And looks like it's 4th and 2, I believe.
Fourth and something. It's very close to the end zone here. Believe they're setting up on the 8, which would make it 4th and 3, and this is absolutely crucial. Lance Reynolds still on the field, and he's going to fake the handoff, rolling right, throws, and that play just immediately blown up.
It looks like he's north of the first down marker.
That pass complete to Cole Johnson. Might be close for the first down.
Looks like they might have to bring the chain gang out to see if it is a first down. It's close.
Very well designed play on that one. And that one stopped just short. That'll be Alta's ball. Turnover on downs for the Tigers. And that one, very well designed play. They had their guy open for just a little bit, but he didn't get north enough of the first down. He didn't get close enough to the end zone to make that count. Alta going to be starting from their own 5. Once again, I feel like it's the second time we've said that today.
Yeah, and we'll see. You know, this defense kind of has the advantage, and this time I wouldn't be surprised to see Alta run it up the middle and try and get some of those yards back.
Absolutely. It's about the safest play when you're stuck in your own end zone because you're not really going to get too many tackles for losses unless someone just goes totally unblocked. Makia getting ready to take the snap on his own goal line. Gets it a little high. That one's going to go right up the middle. And Orem just saw that all the way. The linebackers got home pretty immediately. And I would be surprised if that goes for 2 yards.
Yeah, just, Orem had the number on that play.
For sure.
They've been burned by it just too many times to let them get burned by it again.
Absolutely, and that number is number 34 for Anson Jaramillo. That run game has pretty much been going through him this whole way. He is fast, but he can't go through about 3 yellow jerseys at the same time, just because that's like pretty much only Derrick Henry could possibly do that, Like, all right, and dropping back, looking right, looking left. This one thrown very deep, and that one just swatted out of the way. That one went for number 3, Noah Flores, trying to get a deep ball going. That would have been caught at about the midfield yard line, so about a 50-yard throw from Makia on that one, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 6. So very crucial here because if you punt from here, Orm's going to get it at about their 50. They've got about 7 minutes left on the clock to make something happen. So if you're getting a first down, this is the one you have to get. We'll have to see if they pull something new. And that snap a little low. He's throwing towards the left, right near the first down marker. And it looks like they're going to call that one inbounds. He managed to get the foot down.
Impressive catch.
Absolutely. That one, a very nice throw. Lots of Orem defenders around, just managing to keep it out of their reach. Not seeing too much movement from this Alta offense.
Looks like there was a chop block on Orem.
So that's going to bring it back even further.
And I think that's the first penalty we've seen on Orem today.
Except for that one holding call.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that holding call. That is just, it's the worst.
Took 6 points off the board.
We don't know if they were going to make the PAT, so we can't
we
do
have
any
to
of that.
say 6.
We have to say 6, but honestly, like, touchdowns are just 7,
Yeah.
They're just 7, Matt Makia getting ready to take the snap. And he's just going to hand it off right up the middle again. And Orem just all over that once again. Nowhere to run. Cole Johnson. I saw that jersey number fly out there. There were just quite a few. Those linebackers have really clued into this inside run game. So you have to wonder if they're gonna start punishing that downfieldedness of the linebackers because they've got their eyes on. They've got their eyes on number 34, and if he takes even a step, they are ready. They are ready for him. So absolutely, we'll have to see.
We'll see if the play action comes into play on this next play.
We haven't seen much of that from this Hawks team, and he's going to step back, throws over the middle towards the left, and that one definitely going to go for a first down. So just a nice slant route run by Wyatt Johnson there. And see, there's the passing game coming out over the middle. Linebackers cheating inside, looking for the run game, and there's your over-the-middle pass to punish him for it.
Yep, just burn him over the top, and soon Orem will have to switch it to try and stop those passes.
If that keeps being successful.
Agreed.
They might figure out some way.
Maybe do both.
Maybe the D-line will just pop off here. Who knows? Makia getting ready to take the snap. This run going way outside by Anson Jaramillo. That one only going for about 3-4 yards. So the outside run game getting in a little bit, trying to use his speed to get around the edge. But those cornerbacks are absolutely ready for it. They know they've definitely got their eyes on number 34. They've got their spot in the run fit as well. So
they're playing to not get burned by this kid.
Absolutely.
And he's such a stud. He's played so well so far that they're going to let anyone else try and beat him.
I'm pretty sure he's been on the field for every Alta snap.
I think so.
He's always back there. And Orem's Orem's got his number, but who knows who they're missing when they do that. And Orem takes a timeout with 5:32 left on the clock. So what do you think we're going to see in these last 5 minutes of the half here?
You know, Alta wants to even the score out before going into halftime. And if I'm Orem, you know, if you can get a stop here, that's massive, because you can possibly get the ball in the end zone, get 7 points, and I believe Orem will receive the kick to start the second half.
Didn't they start by receiving, like with the reverse play?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
So
that makes it even more important, because this lead will feel less large. I mean, it's only a one-possession lead. It's not very large to begin with.
This is the smallest lead we've seen in the second quarter in quite a while.
It's been a couple weeks.
It's been since Desert Pines, honestly.
Yeah.
Because like Pleasant Grove was a blowout, Sky Ridge was a blowout, obviously, and then Jordan was a blowout on our side. So it's good to see a one-possession game go this far, because everything matters a bit more. By like the third quarter of Jordan, I don't know, we were probably just talking about whatever by that point.
Yeah.
But this one, absolutely crucial every play. 2nd and 7 for Alta. Handoff right up the middle. Anson Jaramillo, number 34. They're calling him again. And Orem's got their eyes on him from start to finish on that play. That one, just a massive tackle, I believe, by Cole Johnson once again. So, absolutely. They're staring down at number 34. And got to wonder when Alta is going to start looking at their other offensive weapons.
And they're gonna have to. You can't become one-dimensional in football, or the offense will start to stall.
What a flip down there from the Orem cheerleader there. Just going end over end over end.
It's like a solid 20, 30 yards.
That one thrown towards the left sideline once again. A yellow jersey is absolutely swarming him down, and that third down is not going to go for first. Noah Flores on the reception there, and that sideline, they've been looking at those sideline throws once again. We've seen it quite a few times thus far, and that's going to bring up 4th down for this Alta team, and they are lined up in punt formation, but as we've seen, you can never trust anything too much.
Especially in high school. Try and catch that team off guard and maybe get the 3 yards.
Honestly, if there's a time, this is the time. You want to hang on to this ball. There's only 4 minutes on the clock. If Orem gets it, and there's the fake already. Orem swarming down towards the first down marker, and they've got him short, at least by my eye. Noah Flores, the recipient of that trick play, and that one going absolutely nowhere. Orem going to be starting this one from about midfield. And what did I tell you?
You know, it was interesting. I've never seen a play. I've seen plays similar, but something that caught my eye was the punter back there. He acted like the ball went over his head to try and pull some
people towards him, but I don't think it worked too much. Orem was absolutely swarming Noah Flores on that one. But some interesting theatrics on this football field. Sometimes you got to pretend. We've seen it with those fakies where they pretend the ball's going one way and someone across the field gets it, and like the cameraman is out of the way too, so like it swings over to someone who's actually got the ball. You know, those fun plays. You gotta make people think the right thing. Lance Reynolds throwing over the middle. Asher Young diving for the catch, and it's looking like they're going to call that a reception. So absolutely amazing work by Asher Young, because Reynolds nearly put that one into the dirt there, because the pressure was coming in. He couldn't get a very clean throw off, but that one's going to go for about 6 yards, bring up 2nd and 4. So absolutely heads up play from Asher Young.
Yeah, and you know, you love to see the receivers having the quarterbacks back.
It's good to see someone other than number 2 catch a football. Conrad Tautua, there's Roger Saleapaga getting this one. What did I say? To the Alta 30-yard line. Just an absolutely amazing play. Goes for about 20 yards. They fake the handoff to Conrad Tautua, number 4 student council president. I just love that. You gotta love a polymath out here on this football field.
And he's also homecoming king nominee. So
absolutely.
We'll see.
Lance Reynolds throwing towards the right. He's got 2 yellow jerseys it could go to, and Alta just lays a big hit on him. So that one's not going to go anywhere. 2nd and 10 I believe that was Boston Salenbeck, the intended receiver there. And Orem's already got this ball on the Alta 29. A few big passes, really working it down the field here. Lance Reynolds takes the snap. He's looking right, rolling out to the right. Throw across his body. Filete Iyangi's got it down the sideline, past the first down, and he is past the 20. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Tigers. And a big hit on Filete Iyangi.
Looks a little shaken up on the play.
Oh yeah, he had a couple guys sandwich him, but he's going right back to that huddle. Some toughness out here on this football field.
And he is fast.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got that ball at the line of scrimmage, made his guy miss, and got the 10 yards running around the back.
Absolutely, he picked up about 7 yards on that one. We've seen him go for the end around. We've seen him go on jet sweeps. He's got wheels, and he's not afraid to use them. And Orem already knocking on the door of another touchdown. 1st and 10 from 17. Another pitch option from the Tigers. That one bounced outside. Flag flies in. We're going to see which way this one goes. Filete Iyangi once again. And once again, we see that pitch option come out once Orem gets deeper into enemy territory.
And it just gets harder to get yards as you get in this red zone because the field gets shorter and there's not as much room for where this ball can go.
Absolutely. Got about 3 referees conversing on this call, standing about right over the flag marker. Everyone just kind of waiting around. We've got an offensive line, and it looks like they've picked. And it looks like they're going to just pick that one back up, and that run is going to stand. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 5. So very ideal for the Tigers because you've got one more 1st down to get. So you want to pick up those extra downs so that you can take shots at the end zone for as long as you can. And 2nd and 6 is a lot better than 2nd and 10.
Agreed. Makes it manageable.
Absolutely, because then you can bring up a comfortable 3rd down, pick it up. And that one going to go outside once again. Filete Iyangi makes a man miss and in for the end zone. And it looks like there's going to be no flags on that play. It is going to be a touchdown for the Orem Tigers. 13-0 for Orem here. And what do we say about this kid and his speed?
You know, he is a stud. He has those wheels, and he can outrun every guy on the field.
And he's got some absolute like stop and go speed, some real juke moves going on there. He was near the sideline, someone dove for him. He just cut right around him, and there was barely anyone home to get him at that point. So some absolutely heads-up football running for the Tigers as this field goal, this PAT is getting ready to go up. And that one looking like it is not going to go, so that's going to keep the score at 13-0. 2 minutes left in the half. We've got some students waving at us from the student section.
You feel like celebrities.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I'm receiving a heart here from a couple students down there. Lots of people I recognize down there. It's good to see some familiar faces. Yeah. They notice us when we stand up because, you know, every time something goes good, we're standing up, we're getting excited, and
We got a really low-flying plane.
wow, gotta wonder if that's some aerial photography or something.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that one making its presence known with the engines over the field. 2 minutes left in this half.
Just like Roger Saliapaga, he's had his fingerprints all over this game.
Absolutely. It's Roger Saliapaga and Filete Iyangi. It's quite literally a 1-2 punch.
Yes,
Their
yes.
jersey numbers, number 1 and number 2. And so Orem absolutely showing up in their passing game thus far. It looks like they might be going for that little fakey kick they like to do. We'll have to see if they go onside on this one. It'll be interesting to see if Alta's aware of this because they pulled it last week for the first time against Jordan to keep the ball once they went up 2 scores. So they might go for it again. We've seen them do the fake once, and it looks like they're going to do the fake once again. Not pulling that one out yet. Maybe just I'm honestly not sure why they do it. It seems fun. You know,
just keep that receiving team on their toes.
And that one going to be squibbed very deep, close to out of bounds, and that one's just going to fall into the end zone for a touchback. That one put right to the corner, and some very good control. I guess there's not a ton of control you can have on a squib kick, but some very good luck, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you don't want that bouncing outside. You don't want to give up a penalty for a kick out of bounds. So
that football is hard to predict where it'll go since it's so oblong.
absolutely, yeah. It makes the passing game make sense, but it makes everything else go out of whack. So that's just how it is sometimes. Alta going to be starting this drive from their own 20. They've got 2 minutes off the clock. They've got 2 minutes left on the clock to make something happen here, put some points on the board before halftime to make this a one-score game. Makia getting ready to take this snap. Thinking run up the middle here. And there's the handoff right up the middle. He's getting some yards, but that one just barely managed to be brought down 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. Aiden Brown looked like on the big tackle there, just managing to get into place and grab the guy's legs and bring him to the ground.
We'll see Alta's intentions for this drive. With them running it, I'd think they'd be running out the clock, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah, you got to wonder if they'll start passing. And here's a pass looking right. Big pass rush immediately. And just a massive sack for the Tigers there. Giovanni Sue just bringing it in and reeling him down. And those two came in completely undefended. I saw 2 Orem Tigers get in there. He tried to dodge one, and another was there right for him. So just not a lot of room.
Big play.
Absolutely. And Alta takes a timeout. 1 minute 20 left on the clock. That's quite a bit of their time knocked off of this clock to get 80 yards down the field. And
Orem's going to start thinking,
can we get this ball back?
Yeah.
And can we do something with it?
Can we score? Can we go into this halftime with the 20-point lead?
It's certainly possible. Anything's possible, really.
Anything's possible.
We could have a pick 6 on this next play. We could have, I don't know, the plane from earlier could land on the field and throw everything into chaos. We don't know. Literally anything could be possible here, but
some things more probable than others.
I mean, yeah. Well, we hope. We hope. Absolutely. And Orem Tigers getting ready to do this one. Getting ready to try and get this stop here. It's about 3rd and 10 for them. So this one's absolutely going to be huge. Lots of movement behind the line. Still 1:20 on the clock. Maybe trying to draw him off sides. Nope, he's gonna throw towards the right. That man is very covered, and it looks like he dropped it after he got it, but that's going to be called incomplete by the field judge. That one caught in by Bryant Weber, and that one just, I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking with that throw.
You know, and now Orem has 1 minute and 14 seconds to get this ball. We'll see how far this kick goes, but they have a shot to get more points on the board.
Absolutely. They moved the ball fast last time. They've shown they can pass it. They've shown they can move towards the sidelines, and that's what you need to pick up some points in 1 minute 14 seconds. And Orem just coming up with an absolutely huge stop. This punt's going to go up pretty far. This one's going to bounce past the 50. Bouncing favorably for the Hawks and stopping right about at the 25. So that's going to be about 1 minute left on the clock for the Tigers to make something happen here.
And we'll see their intentions on this first play. If they run the ball, they're not looking to drive this score up. If they drop back and pass, you know, I'd expect to see them go into number 2.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, Roger Saleapaga. He's been their guy for the deep ball. He's a tall, fast kid. He can really just get up there and make a grab. And once he's got that ball, it is very tough to bring him down. We've seen him fight for every yard, even after he's gotten a first down. We've seen him go very hard for every single yard he can get. So very dangerous weapon. You might want to keep that man double covered if you're Alta's defensive coordinator. I don't know if high school teams have those. And this one's going to be a reverse to Filete Iongi. True Toa, then number 1. He's got speed. He's going past the 40. He did not get out of bounds, so he's going to bring this one to the referee very quickly. And showing a little trickeration.
And we got Orem's intentions out right there. They're trying to score.
They're trying to make something happen here. They're trying to make Alta flinch for sure. You're not doing a reverse if you're just playing around.
If you're just running out the clock.
Lance Reynolds takes the snap. He's dropping back. He is looking long, rolling right over the top, and that one in the direction of Roger Saleapaga, nearly intercepted by the Alta, off the hands of, I believe, Ian Smith for the Alta secondary. So this is going to bring up 2nd and 10. Clock stopped, so they've got a little more time to think something up. Last time clock was running, so they had to go quick. Conrad Tauatua coming off the field. Not for any purpose. I just see him. He was just hustling off the field. He was going very fast. And so we've got Orem in the shotgun. This is where they like to pass. And this one over the middle, guess who? Roger Saleapaga past the 50, staying on his feet to get to the first down. And just what a move there. He should have been dead to rights on that tackle, but he manages to fight for those extra yards. And I believe that might be an Orem using their last timeout, and we've seen their intentions so far. 22 seconds left on the clock. They are calling their timeouts. They are marching down the field. They are looking to put some more points on the board just to make this score even better in halftime.
And if you get a 20-point lead at halftime, or even a 16-point lead, that's a commanding lead in the way this game has gone.
Absolutely.
Points have been hard to come by, and Orem should be feeling pretty good of themselves, but they can't take their foot off the gas.
Absolutely. Points have very much come at a premium. We've seen some high-scoring games these last few weeks, so it's tough. It's tough to remember that defense exists in high school football.
Yes.
when you're calling a 47-0, then like a 56-7, then a 56-2 game, it's a little bit tough to remember that like good defensive games can exist in this level of the sport. And Orem trying to get a score that looks a little more like their last 3 weeks on their side. And Lance Reynolds looking to take the snap. Already past midfield. This one thrown towards the boundary. Fulete Iongi off the hands of him. This one just dropped to the ground. That's going to be incomplete once again. Second down for the Tigers from the Alta 46. And second by seconds coming off the clock as they run these passing plays. And they're probably just going to, if it's me, you're just putting up a long one to the boundary to number 2. If it's me, you know, if anyone's going to put some points on the board here, it's Roger Saleapaga. He's been doing it all night, dropping back, throwing towards the right. That one towards True Toa, a little bit overthrown, and that's going to bring up third down for the Tigers. Third down and 10. 13 seconds left on the clock, so not a lot of time to make something happen, but Orem has been getting those explosive plays lately. We've seen those end arounds to number 1. We've seen those deep throws to number 2. So we gotta see what they go for here. I'm thinking you chuck it up deep. You get like a shot play. You get 6 people in protection, and you just send 2 people way down the field and see what you can put together.
Agreed. And we'll see once this next play gets going.
True Toa across the line. Lance Reynolds immediately rolling out towards the right. He's got someone coming up right to him. Asher Young towards the boundary. He tiptoes. Ballerina falls out of the sideline. And we'll have to see if they call that in. It's on the far line, and it doesn't look like it was called complete. So 6 seconds left on the clock. I'm thinking you still call that shot play. You wind all the clock off. You wind all the time off the clock in just one play, and you just chuck it up deep. You get number 1 and number 2 on some crossing routes deep.
And, I'd love to see that from Orem. See if they can get some points, but it looks like they're sending out their punting team.
Probably just not wanting to give up an interception, playing it safe with the lead that they have. They're less aggressive than I.
Yes.
Keneal Sweetwine getting ready to punt this one again. Interesting to see both QBs have gotten a kick today. Lance Reynolds on that pooch punt from earlier, and Keneal Sweetwine seems to just be playing as the punter today.
Delay of game penalty against the
Delay of game against the Tigers, taking a bit too long on that substitution.
penalty. It remains 4th down.
Normally we wouldn't be very excited about a Orem penalty, but honestly, it's 6 seconds left in the half. It doesn't matter.
It gives more room for the punter.
I guess, yeah. That's actually pretty strategic if you want to give your punter some extra room to make something happen.
And you love to see it. You see it in the NFL all the time. Oh.
Absolutely. He's looking to throw here. What did we say? Fulete Yongi's got to grab past the 30. That one just going to wind all the clock off, but it gets a big pop here from the crowd. And that might be why they had Keneal Sweetwine out there in the first place. Make him look like they're just playing him as punter. And then, as we've seen before, the kid's got an arm.
He does. He has a cannon on his shoulder, and that was an accurate pass.
Oh, yeah.
Alta was ready for it.
There were all kinds of people around him, and very exciting play to end this half. Not very consequential, but incredibly entertaining as we get ready to bring this one to halftime. And what do you think we're going to be seeing in this second half here?
You know, if I'm Orem, I'm going to try and shore up some more of that run game on defense, stopping Alta on those big chunk runs. But they've played pretty solid.
They've been pretty successful. A few have gotten past them, but that second level has been playing their way into the run fit very well all night. So that might be something they just want to improve a little bit to completely shut them down, because Alta has not been very willing to go to the passing game all day. So you got to wonder if there's just a lack of confidence in it, that Orem can just go very hard on the run and they don't think that their passing game will be able to get much. But anyways, we're going to send this one back into the studio for some music. I've been TJ for the first half.
And I've been Gavin.
And we will see you in about 20 minutes.
The Orem High cheer team under the direction of head coach Lacey Hill.
13-0, and we're just getting ready to go for the second half as teams start filing in. I'm here with a new color analyst, McCade, and I'll be taking over play-by-play.
All right, ready to go.
Yeah. So, what did you see in this first half? What did Orem do well, and what can they improve on?
So something I saw that was going well for Orem in the first half was their running plays. Handing it off to the running back and getting him around to the outside quick, getting it up, and then also on those mid passes, getting it down to Roger or Asher on the crossers, getting those first downs, and just a fast-paced type of game. And something I think they could improve on a little bit is actually on the defense a little bit, trying to stop the run a little bit more.
Yeah, Alta kind of had their way throughout this first quarter. Just running it up the middle. Orem's defense seemed to play pretty well on that outside, on the outside runs, but we saw many first down come through that run up the middle. And then, if you're Alta, what are you bringing out to try and get their offense going? As Orem's offense for most of the game has been pretty stifling.
I think for Alta in this second half, what I would try to do, if I were them, is I'd try to establish the pass more. We've seen a bunch of the running game in the first half, but we haven't seen as many passes as I'm sure they would like to see. So establishing the passing game a little bit more would, I think, give them a little bit more of an upper hand against Orem.
For sure. And we're just coming on about 1 minute till kickoff. We just had our homecoming king and queen crowned. We had Conrad of the football team, Conrad Tautua, getting homecoming queen. Or king, excuse me, and we love to see these guys succeed on the field and off the field. He is the student council president, really nice kid. We love to see him do well. Alta in whiteout uniforms. They've got a good student section showing. We got most of the away bleachers filled, and we love to see a good showing. And then our student section is pretty much filled up to the brim, as it should be for a homecoming game.
Of course. Homecoming game is one of the biggest games of the year. It's exciting.
And I'm excited to see. So Orem right now is 3-2, coming into regional play. They are 1-0 with Jordan. I'm excited to see how they continue to play throughout regional play and see if, we can make some playoffs. They were able to tune up some of their mistakes that they had throughout their 6A competition with Pleasant Grove and Skyridge, where they were blown out, but they've shored up their game, they've shored up their offense, and we're excited, and this fan base is very excited to see where this team will go.
Making the playoffs would be great for Orem. 4-peat state champs, and then last year they made it to the semifinals.
Did you see that semifinal game?
Oh, so sad.
Were you there?
I was.
It was a sad game. For those who don't know, Orem had control of the game for most of the game, if not all of the game, until the last play of the game. And Orem just couldn't shut the door. It was a last second touchdown, which made the train ride home from Salt Lake City very difficult. And as the kicking team comes onto the field, we're getting ready to send this second half, get this second half underway. Orem with some dark blue pants and yellow jerseys set to kick off. We'll see if they do their fake onside kick.
Orem does love their fake plays.
We've seen some trickeration, and here we go. And they won't pull out the onside kick, and we'll get this game going. Orem kicks the ball off. It's a squib kick going up the middle of the field, taking a couple bounces, fielded by number 43, running to his right. And he breaks a couple tackles, makes a guy miss, and he's running to the 40, to the 50, and he's pushed out around the 45. 44 is where the ball will be marked.
Quite a return on that one.
Yeah, you love to see, or well, if you're an Orem fan, you don't love to see it, but it's some good football. We'd love to see the blocks down the field, and we do have a flag on the field, and we'll see what that is. We got 3 refs deliberating that one.
Possibly blocking the back on Alta on the return, but we'll have to wait and see what that is.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, they had that big return. And we've seen earlier through this game, Orem had a 40-yard run called back because of a holding penalty. And usually those big plays are caused because of these penalties. So we'll see as they come to give us the verdict. Looks like it's going to be a personal foul on both teams, which will cancel out. And Alta will start their offensive drive at the 44 on their side. They come out in a shotgun formation with trips to his right side and running back behind him. Orem coming out in a 4-3 defense, a lot of people in the box. Takes the snap, snaps low, looking right, and he's got a man, number 5, and he will go for about 3 or 4 yards. Good first play.
Good first play.
You want to see Orem get those short passes shirt up, but you'd much prefer that bend or break mentality rather than
I do like to see the passing play starting off the second half for the Alta Hawks.
In that same formation, shotgun, trips to his right. Takes the snap, looking right, throws it to the right again, looking like the exact same play, and that will go for another 3 yards, making it 3rd and 3, I believe.
Orem's looking a little unsure of the coverage on that right side over there. We're going to want to make sure that it's covered up next time. They don't want to let that play happen again.
Agreed. Alta coming out with 2 receivers on both sides. Shotgun with his halfback to his left side. Takes the snap, looking right. Pressure coming. We might have a holding. A beautiful grab by the Alta receiver, but he was just out of bounds, I believe. And it will be 4th down. I don't see any penalties on the play. And Orem forces the 4th down. What was the key to that drive for that Orem defense?
I think the key was just shutting down the pass, getting to the receiver as fast as I can to not allow big plays.
Agreed. And we didn't see a single run from on that drive, I believe.
Yeah, Alta establishing the pass early in the second half, sorry.
And we've got a flag on the field. It looks like Orem may have jumped on that play, which may make it an automatic 1st down. Offsides on Orem, and that should move the chains. You just hate to see it. You hate to see these mental mistakes, and now Orem loses all that hard work and has to start working again. So Alta's offense is coming back out onto the field. We have Matt McKees, at quarterback. He's in shotgun, motion to his left with the halfback. Orem showing pressure. QB Reed going nowhere to his left.
Great tackles on the Orem by the Orem defense there. I think it was Aiden Brown on the tackle.
And we love to see those linebackers getting in there. It is going to be a gain of 2, making it 2nd and 8. And what do you think Alta's gonna bring out on this next play?
In my opinion, I think they're gonna go for a short pass to either the right or the left. I'm not sure. It looks like they're not trying to avoid the middle as much as possible.
Alta coming out in a shotgun with 3 receivers to his right, his halfback right behind. takes a snap, looking right, pressure coming, and he is going to be sacked at the 50-yard line. You'd love to see that from Orem's defense. The defensive line, or the defensive end just got around. Oh, and it looks like we have a injured player on the field for Alta. We will have an injury timeout.
Seems to be the quarterback that's down. Not what you want to see.
You hate to see it. We feel for this kid, and we wish him the best. As the trainers come out, stadium quiets down, and we just wish this kid the best. Hope it's not bad. And I believe you're right. It is Alta's quarterback, number 8, Matt Mickey's. Not 100% sure on that name. Looks like it may be just a cramp as they're stretching it out.
Let's hope that's all it is.
He did take a big hit from that
sack.
Yeah, that defensive end coming around. And he's being helped up off the field. A little bit of limping, but he's walking on his own power, and we'll see if he can get back into this game. Hope he's all right. And we'll get this game going. We'll get this game rolling.
We will have to see the backup quarterback come in for this 3rd down and 17 play. And so we'll see what they can do here.
So what do you think Alta's doing on this play? It's 3rd and 17. They have a new quarterback coming in. Looks like
I think
number 7. I can't pronounce that name, so I'm not going to try. Number 7 for Alta coming out. Motion to his left. He has 3 receivers to his right. Looking right. Pressure coming from Orem. It's a screen, and it is blown up immediately by Orem. Can't quite get a number on that. Looks like number 23 for the Orem defense. Love to see that. Forcing a 4th down, 4th and 20. And that defense is able to recover from a difficult miscue with that offsides on the punt before. They did force a 4th down beforehand, but they jumped offsides, giving them another chance. As Alta comes out to punt, some confusion on Orem, trying to get the right amount of men on the field. Ball's punted around the 10, and good punt, and it is going to be down at the 1, I believe. So Orem, if they want to score, is going to have to go 99 yards. You can't. Beautiful roll, beautiful special teams play, and you can't ask for much more from the punter.
you can't allow any loss of yardage here for the Orem. We don't want to see another safety.
And
had another one, I think, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we had one last week, and that was Jordan's only points of the night. And it came off of a high snap, too high for the quarterback. As Orem's offense runs onto the field, coming out in, I believe, a pistol formation. Snaps the ball, handoff to the middle, and he is going to get, I believe, 4 yards on that play, taking it to the 5-yard line. A good first play. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room, but it will make it 2nd and 6.
May not be the big first play that everybody wants to see, but if you keep taking off yardage like that every play, you can get those first downs, and it will turn into eventually some good yardage gain.
Absolutely. Lance Reynolds takes the snaps, hands it up the middle again, and that is going for about 3 yards, and it's going to turn it into a 3rd and 3, I believe, or a 3rd and 2. This is a manageable 3rd down. What are you calling as the coach?
As the coach, I would again try to go with another inside run. I'd say probably inside run to the left. Looks like they have a little bit of a heavy coverage on that right side of the offensive line.
Reynolds with split backs Oh, and it looks like we have a false start on Orem's offensive line, taking this 3rd and manageable to a 3rd and not so great. 3rd and 7.
Less manageable.
Yes, very less manageable. Taking it to their own 5-yard line? 4-yard line?
About 4-yard line.
4-yard, yeah. And so
what I think we're going to see with that is we're going to try to go, I think, what I would like to see is a short pass across the middle.
Reynolds takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolling to his right, throws to number 3, and beautiful defense by number 3 from Alta, covering number 3 for Orem. A beautiful throw from Reynolds, just better defense, and Orem will bring out the kicking team as both teams' first drives of the second half go pretty much nowhere.
There was Roger Saliopay got tripped up a little bit before the ball came into his sort of area. Looking for a penalty there. Didn't quite get it. And he'll head off the field.
And we have Canal Sweetwine as the punter. He's the backup quarterback, and we've seen some trickeration with him playing quarterback, but I don't see we'll see it here. And so kick that ball off. It's going to be fielded at the 39, running to the 30, and he will be pushed out around the 27-yard line.
Quite a good return there. It's what you definitely want to see on a short punt like that. Setting them up really nice here with some good field position. You may see a touchdown drive here, but we'll have to see how it goes.
We'll have to see how this Orem defense decides to play this. The red zone is a lot harder to score in, but it is great field position, and they have 4 downs to get it in the end zone.
I don't see the starting quarterback in. I do see the backup quarterback still in. Let's hope the starting quarterback is okay, and we'll come back in a little bit.
And Alta coming out in a shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to his left, rolling to his left as pressure comes. He evades the sack, running to his left. He's got room, and he's going in for the end zone. Wow!
What a touchdown run by that quarterback.
You love to see the wheels on that kid. Fast kid. Orem's defensive line just kind of over pursued on that play, and it led them to a touchdown as we have the Orem student section chanting scoreboard at the opposing team student section.
It's what you like to see, some of that friendly
competition.
Friendly competition between the two schools.
Alta getting ready to kick the ball. And it is good, making it 7-13. Orem on top with 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in this game. So Orem's defense is going to get the ball back. They didn't have much going on this last play. This last drive. I'm excited to see what they can do to get this offense rolling again. They got it to a 3rd and 2, and then a penalty took them back, making it more difficult. So they had some things going for them. But I'm excited to see Roger Solipaga had his hands and fingerprints all over that first half. And we'll see if he can get back into this second half as Orem's kicking team comes back onto the field.
In the first half, they established the pass a lot, and you'd love to see it. In the second half, they went more towards the run, and let's try to see if they can start off the pass with this next drive.
Alta getting ready to kick, number 25, I believe. Yes, number 25. Kicks the ball, and this one is going to be fielded in the end zone for a touchback, and Orem is going to start their offensive drive at the 20-yard line. Much better field position for Orem. And going back to Alta's special teams and that puncher, he got Orem pinned to their own 1-yard line, which kind of set him up for that touchdown drive.
Sure did.
Playing that field position game, it really does help. And we have Orem's offense trotting, back onto the field. We have Lance Reynolds at quarterback and Conrad Tautua coming in at the split back position. He is in motion, running to his left side. And the pass is going to be dropped as Lance Reynolds rolled to his right. Receiver just took his eye off the ball. And it is going to be 2nd and 10.
That's not what you want to see on a big first down. Drop is definitely not a place you want to go. You definitely want to see them get that pass and gain at least a few yards to set up a little bit more manageable 2nd down.
And we haven't seen many drops from Orem tonight, which has been nice. I think that is the first one of the game, as Orem comes out in a split back shotgun formation, motion to his left, runs up the middle, and he just keeps driving those legs. He is going to get around 9 yards on that carry. He's going to be right next to that first down, and he will be just inches short of the first down.
And that is a great run that you want to see on that 2nd down. Nothing on the first down, but then on that 2nd down, getting a gain on a run like that sets them up nicely for 3rd and 1.
And we've seen this offense kind of bully this defense, or this offensive line kind of bully this defensive line. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a run up the middle again, as Lance Reynolds has his back on his right. It's going to be a quarterback run, and he's got the first down. What do you think about that play?
Some of these option plays that the Orem Tigers are running, I think it's definitely messing with the defense. Defense is thinking they're going more to the running back, because the running back has been number 1. He's been going off tonight with those wheels, taking big plays, and seeing that quarterback sneak from Lance Reynolds is what you like to see.
And as Orem's offense goes up to the line in a shotgun formation with his halfback, to his right side, motion, it's going to be a jet sweep to his left side. Not much there, and it's going to get around half a yard. Not much going on that play, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Alta also trying to stop the run a little bit more in this 2nd half.
And I think that's been the focus as both teams talked in the locker room. There hasn't been a ton of explosive passing in this game. We've had some big plays, but a lot more of it has been bigger runs, and these guys are trying to get that cleaned up.
Definitely.
Lance Reynolds back to take the snap. Two receivers on both sides. It's going to be a halfback run to his left side, and that kid just keeps chugging, and he's going to take it to the 41-yard line, making it a gain of 9 yards, making it 3rd and 1.
Again, something you want to see on a good 2nd down when there's little to no gain on 1st down.
And we've kind of seen some of the similar play from Orem, just kind of running up the middle and getting it up to these 3rd and 1s, 3rd and probable, I guess you'd say. Orem comes out in a pistol, and we've got a false start on Orem's number 72. That is just, another thing you don't want to see. Another miscue, making that 3rd and probable 3rd and 6, looks like.
This first half, we didn't see many penalties from Orem, and at the start of the 2nd half, they've had some big penalties that have led to some bigger plays by Alta, leading them to maybe getting that touchdown. And that's not what you want to see. You're going to see if Orem can clean it up a little bit more in the 2nd half.
And I would expect them to. They've played some pretty good, clean football throughout this year. And we'll just see. It's 3rd and 6 with 4:28 on the clock for the 3rd quarter, as Lance Reynolds comes in shotgun formation. Or not shotgun, looks like a wishbone snap. It's going to be thrown to his left side, and he's got the first down and some more. It's going to take it down to the 46-yard line. It was a play-action play, got those linebackers to bite, and he was able to catch that ball, get that yards after catch, and move the chains, making keeping this Orem drive alive.
Great reception by that one on Cole Johnson. Cole Johnson's kind of a bigger kid, able to run through some players.
Lance Reynolds in shotgun, 3 on his right. And the snap is over his head. He gets the ball back, but he is going to be sacked for, it looks like, a substantial loss. And we're seeing this game start to get chippy. It looked like there might have been a late hit on Reynolds.
Ball sails over Reynolds' head.
And those are the kind of mistakes you do not want to see, especially in the second half when you've had a little bit of a drive going. And when you're up by less than you were at halftime.
Agreed. And that's going to take the ball to the 27-yard line, making it a 2nd and 29.
Second down.
So we'll see what Orem can do as they come out in shotgun formation. Lance Reynolds takes the snap, looking to his right, nothing going, tried to set up a screen, and it's going to be incomplete. Nothing going there, making it a 3rd and 29.
Quite a long way to go. I'm going to see, what I would like to see on this play is them go a deep pass to the right to Roger Saliopega, one of the base kids on the team. He can go up and get a good pass, and he can bring it down. He has those hands of, honestly, in my opinion, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, dude. He has had his fingerprints all over the game, and I like that comparison. He's a speedy guy. He's big, but his hands are just incredible, and he's able to break tackles, just kind of the full package. Empty backfield for Reynolds. Takes a snap, pressure coming. He throws it to number 3, and number 3 just gets tripped up by the turf monster. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that could have been a big play, but the turf monster did get his ankles on that one, bringing him down a little bit early.
Turf monster strikes again. And Orem's punting team will come out for the 2nd time this quarter. 2:30 left in the 3rd quarter. Takes a snap, and a decent punt flopping end over end. Some missed tackles from Orem, and it's going to bring a good return for Alta, but we have plenty of flags on the play, 3. So this one may be coming back.
May. That was a great return, but some of that may have been influenced by some blocks or some holding on the receiving team, Alta.
And we had a 4th flag just thrown along the Alta sideline, which makes you think this game has been pretty chippy, and things might have been set on that sideline, as I'm not sure if you felt it, but it feels like the momentum has shifted in this game, and Orem is no longer in control.
Of course. Alta's been covering it a little bit better in the second half, and we'll try to see where the refs set this ball down for the start of the Alta line.
As the refs try to figure this one out, they're deliberating. It looks like we got all 5 guys, all 5 refs over there, trying to straighten out everything, because there's a lot to figure out. And this one might take a while.
Might. I think Alta's expecting a little bit of a drawback on that play. You can see the team going out onto the field and staying back a little bit around the 30-yard line on their side, where their returner got the ball. So it might come back to there, and it might go a little bit farther. We're not quite sure.
And as the refs come out of the huddle, we will wait for that call. So far, we have had 2 of the 3 penalties on Alta, and 1 on Orem. 2 of them canceled out, but the other one will be enforced, and I believe it was a block in the back, taking Alta to their own 20 20-yard line, it looks like. Oh, nope, they're respawning the ball. It will be spotted. Verdict still coming in at the 35-yard line, making it first and long, I guess. Can't quite count up all those yards if the chain gang stays where they are. Still trying to get this figured out. What do you want to see from Orem's defense on
What I
this
want to see
next
from
drive?
Orem's defense is them shutting down the run a little bit more. Alta had more of the run, and I want to see them allow less of a gap for their quarterback to run through, because this quarterback does seem like a good dual threat quarterback. So just Orem shutting down the run, not allowing big plays like that.
And it looks like the refs are just starting to let play get underway again. Alta looking in a shotgun formation with 2 receivers on both sides, 4 in total. Number 7 out for the snap. Halfback to his right side. Looking left, bubble screen, and it is blown up immediately. That one going nowhere. Looks.
Some great defense by Orem on that one, stopping the receiver as soon as he got the ball, not allowing him to get any yards on that.
Yes. And we'll see. It's going to be 2nd and 10 as this Alta defense gets offense gets underway. And I'd love to see those jerseys swarming that Alta screen.
We do love to see that.
Orem showing pressure. Alta in shotgun formation. Alta takes snap. Orem bringing pressure, and ball is out. Deep shot, and it's going to go over their heads for an incomplete pass.
I believe the quarterback was hit as he let that ball go, which may have influenced the ball a little bit, making it go a little bit farther than he was anticipating.
11 yards to go for the first down.
It will bring up 3rd and 11 with about 2 minutes to go in this second half. Third half? No, that's not right. As Alta has 7 points on the board, and Orem is leading with 13.
Let's see if Orem can shut them down on this one and get a quick 3 and out and try to get the ball back.
Alta coming shotgun. Orem bringing pressure, and he is trying to escape. Flag on the play, but he is going to be sacked in the backfield for a 4-yard loss. Another flag coming out as this game keeps getting chippier and chippier as we go along.
Looked like one of the offensive linemen that was thrown, that threw one of the defensive linemen, got up and had some words to say to one of the Orem's players, and the referee was right next to that to hear some things and see some things and threw out another flag.
A little bit of extracurricular going on. Hopefully we can clean that up. We want to see a clean game. Refs still deliberating. Only 4 in the huddle this time. No signal on the call quite yet. This almost gives the players a chance to, review the plays, and it's almost kind of like a free timeout. Talk about some things as they are still deliberating. They're going into their huddles, trying to figure out what they can do to stop this team, get this Alta offense off the field, and get the hands back in Orem.
Yeah, it looks like there was a face mask call on Orem, and then a unsportsmanlike conduct on Alta.
And this will bring the ball up to they're respawning the ball. The 29-yard line, making it 3rd and 16, I believe. So what do you think Alta's bringing out on this play? It's a long 3rd down. This play feels like there's a lot of weight to it. and we may see the outcome of the game not come down to this play, but be influenced by this play. If Orem can get this Alta offense off, then maybe some of the more of that momentum can shift in their favor.
Yeah, for sure. What I think Alta's going to try to pull out here is one of those QB kind of bootleg plays. Roll to the right. They have some wide receivers out wide. Looks like they might be going for a little bit of a deeper pass on this one. So we'll see what they pull out.
Alta in shotgun. Orem has 7 guys in the box. Orem bringing a blitz, a deep shot to the left side, and he has a step on his man, but just couldn't bring it in. And it is going to be incomplete. And that Orem secondary got lucky on that play. He was beat. He had a touchdown if he brings that thing in, as the ball was a little too far to the sideline. But the result is a 4th down. We get a punt, and we'll see this Orem offense come back out onto the field.
That's what you like to see if you're an Orem fan. But for an Alta fan, that's one of those sad drops that could have been a touchdown, making them possibly have the lead in this one.
Kind of a gut punch for their morale and their team. As Alta takes a snap, Orem bringing some pressure. It's a high kick, and it is kind of shanked. It will be spotted at about the 48-yard line on Orem's side. So Orem only has 52 yards to go for a touchdown. A short field.
Orem starting off with some great field position on that one, and let's see what they can do on this drive.
And these last 2 drives, they've had some momentum going. They've just shot themselves in the foot with some false starts and some other issues. So I'm excited to see if they can finally punch it in, finally finish it.
See if they can clean up the game a little bit.
As Lance Reynolds takes a snap, play action, throws to number 21, and he's got room to run. He is a fast kid, breaking tackles to the 20, to the 10, and he is finally brought down around the 7-yard line as a flag is thrown. Maybe some chitter chatter going on.
Seemed like kind of maybe a shove from Orem. Maybe a shove from Alta after some words. We're not quite sure. We're going to have to see what the refs call on this one after a big gain. Will not be taken back all the way, but it may go back a few yards from where it was spotted.
And you've just seen from these 2 teams just kind of a lack of discipline in this quarter. Emotions are high, and it has gotten chippy. This is a regional game. So this one counts for the playoffs. The ones that Orem and Alta have played up to this point, except for one regional game that they played last week where Alta lost to Timpview and Orem won against Jordan. Those games were kind of just tune-up games. They didn't have any effect on the playoffs, and you can feel this one being heavily emotional as the ball is coming back and will be spotted at the 22-yard line instead of the 7.
Let's see if Orem can get this ball up with great field position after that run, after the catch.
Lance Reynolds in the backfield, shotgun. Takes a snap. It looks like an option. Pitch to number 21, and he's got some room to run. Oh, and he shakes off a tackle, and he is going to get the 1st down, get it to the 13-yard line. And with 52 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter, Orem is getting this offense running, and hopefully we'll see 7 points on the board soon.
We've seen some big plays from number 21, True Toa, out here. He's a fast kid, and he's a big kid. He can shed those tackles and push men away.
And you'll hear his name if you've been listening to the broadcast throughout the year. You've heard his name a lot. He's had a huge effect on the season. As Orem comes out to the huddle, we've got a one-on-one on the left side, and motion from number 3, snap, and it's going to be an option. Quarterback keeps it, running it up the middle, and it looks like a gain of 4 yards, taking it to the 10-yard line.
It may be a 1st and goal here, or it may be a 1st and 10, depending on where the referees place the ball.
and it will be a first down, as there was some confusion on the chain gang end. First and goal. As Lance Reynolds gets ready to snap, motion in front from number 10, looking to his right, a bubble screen play, running to the middle, and he is going to be in the end zone for a Orem touchdown. That is Roger Saliapaga. Haven't heard his name before in this game. Never mind, he's been all over the game. Beautiful play from Saliapaga, taking Orem to a 19-7 lead with about 30 seconds to go in the half. And just an incredible play, just a bubble screen.
And great atmosphere by the students here at Orem, doing the O chant. What we'd love to see after those touchdowns.
Orem getting ready for the point after touchdown. And it is good. You like to see it, as one was blocked earlier in the game, and this game is getting chippy.
Maybe some words exchanged after the play, and another flag comes out. We'll see where this goes.
We'll see who this is on. It just looks like it's been on both sides. As we've said, the theme of this game has been, or the theme of this third quarter has basically been penalties and just the overall physicality and chippiness in this game.
Of course. Definitely a high-tension game, as it's a region game setting up for the playoffs in a couple weeks here.
And it is going to be a personal foul on Alta, and it will be enforced on the kickoff. And we'd just like to thank all the listeners for listening in on our KOHS broadcast, 91.7 FM, or if you are watching the game live on the Orem Broadcasting YouTube channel, as Alta's receiving team comes out and Orem's kicking team comes out. And we've seen Orem do some onside kick trickeration in these last couple weeks. And now would be a decent time to pull that out of your pocket, try and step on the throats of Alta and take control of this game.
I think if they were to do that, that would definitely make Alta a little bit more sad. A little bit of a heavier play on this one, as the referees do respot the ball.
And that penalty will be heavy on this play, as it brings Orem to kick at Alta's own 45-yard line. So this would be an awesome time to bring out that onside kick, because you'd still have some decent field position, and Alta knows that, as they have a lot of guys up front to try and field this ball if Orem tries this onside kick. And it is just going to be a normal kick. It's going to be high, fielded at the 5. And he is big return. He is going to get to the 30-yard line. A kick return for about 25 yards. He had an opening, but it was quickly closed up by Orem's coverage team. And now Alta's offense will come onto the field with 20 seconds in the third quarter, down 13 points. So we'll see what they can do. We still have their backup quarterback in. We wish the best for their starter as we get this drive going. Shotgun formation for Alta. Looking to his right, throws to his right, and he's got a catch and a first down for 10 yards to his receiver on that right side. Just a little out route, and it should move the chains. Maybe not, maybe an inch. Oh, there we go, as the chains will move.
Let's see if Orem can again shut them down on this drive like they did on the last one, which set them up with great field position starting.
Alta coming out in a shotgun, trips to his left side, looking right. Orem bringing pressure, and he's got wheels. He's looking for the ball. He's up there, and it is incomplete, but we do have a flag coming out, and it's looking like it's pass interference, as number 19 is not happy about that call. And we'll see. I thought he got his head turned around, but he may have been a little early on that hit.
There may have been a little bit of a bump on that one. We'll have to see where the referees spot this ball. Definitely not a penalty you want to see on those deep passing plays.
It is going to be pass interference on Orem, and the ball will be moved up 15 yards, I believe. And we'll see where they spot the ball. Oh, it will only be 5 yards, excuse me. So it will be spotted at the 45-yard line as the chain gets reset. And Orem has brought pressure these last couple drives, but they just haven't been able to get home. Alta coming out in another shotgun formation, trips to his left side, halfback on his left hip, takes a snap, Orem bringing pressure, and it was a run going nowhere. It's going to be 2nd and 10, immediately swallowed up by that Orem defense.
That's definitely something you want to see on the last play of the third quarter.
And we'll be back to call the fourth quarter. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and we'll be back in just a couple of seconds.
All right, and welcome back. We're going to be having a new play-by-play caller, McCade, and I'm joined by a new caller.
I'm Hayden, and I'm going to be filling in.
We'll see what Orem can do, what Alta can do here, and see if Orem can stop them with their quarterback, Alta's quarterback lining up in shotgun, running back on the right hip, and he'll hand it off to the running. Oh,
He'll fake it.
Actually, he'll fake handoff to the running back, and the quarterback will keep it, but nothing to do on that one, as he gets blown up behind the line of scrimmage for about a 2 or 3 yard loss.
2 yard loss.
We'll see what Alta can do here. They start off with some good field position after a pass interference call on Orem, but now it brings up a 3rd and 12, and we'll see what they can do. Alta quarterback lining up in shotgun, running back on the left hip with 3 wide receivers to his left. He'll bring it back, look to the right, and he sails outbound. We'll bring up a 4th down for Alta. Alta looking for a bit of a penalty.
Looking for the passer, the roughing the passer penalty.
Looks like Alta's bringing out their punting team. Don't want to risk it here.
Punting comes on. Lincoln Eberhard will kick the ball away.
And Alta brings out their punter. Lincoln Eberhard with the number 2 Roger Salio-Pega back to receive the kick. And the punter gets the ball, and he will kick it. It's a high kick, not super far. It will bounce, and some of these punts have been good bounces for Alta, as Alta stops it at inside the 5 at about the 1 yard line. Not great starting field position. Orem has a long field to go, and let's see if they can avoid the safety here and see if they can get up a little bit into a little bit more of a safer field position. But this Alta special teams has been pulling out some big plays like that, stopping it around the 1 yard line.
Yeah, they've been really consistent at punting it right around the 20 and having it bounce back.
Quarterback number 5, Lance Reynolds, lined up in his own end zone to take the shotgun pass, and he'll throw it quickly to the right side as it is
Pass incomplete.
off the hands of Roger Saliopega, almost intercepted.
Pass intended to Roger Saliopega falls incomplete. Second down.
Orem's going to bring it back into a huddle. Take a little bit more time on this one to communicate some plays and see what they can do. As Conrad Tautua, our homecoming king, comes running off the field. Lance Reynolds, quarterback with a split back, shotgun position. A little bit of a high snap, and they hand it off to the running back,
who gets a yard for about 5. Who runs for about 5.
Trutoa, about 5 yards on the gain. And we've been hearing a lot of Trutoa's name in this game. He's had some big runs, and he's had some fast runs, taking it down the field. Definitely doing a great job. Score is 20-7 Orem with about 10.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
Oh, a run. First down for Orem Tigers.
That's what you'd love to see. Great run by that one on Trutoa.
For about 9 yards.
And they'll move the chains up here. And
10 yards.
what do you think Orem's going to try to do on these next few plays to gain a little bit more of an advantage from this bad starting field position?
I think they're going to try to just barely get the 10 yards and just try to extend it as long as they can.
Lance Reynolds lining up in a shotgun position with split back. 2 wide receivers to his right side. And a high snap goes into the end zone. And Lance Reynolds will just throw the ball away.
Out.
Dangerous play on that one. Not what you want to see.
Reynolds pass falling incomplete. Second down.
They're going back into huddle.
There's been a few times this game that Lance Reynolds has had some high snaps that have gone over his head, and he's had to run back and get them. Luckily, nothing bad on that one, as the snap did go into the end zone. And they're in a huddle. Not a lot of time left on the play clock, as they've got to get this up and running so they don't get a delay of game penalty. Trying to get set up. 2 seconds left. Shotgun. And a timeout called by Orem,
Timeout on the field.
as they'll take some time to avoid the penalty.
Second down.
Orem's going to discuss it and talk it over, see what they can do.
They're practicing their snaps.
Positions. Trying to see if they can control those snaps a little bit more. Trying to get the Orem High student section pumped up a little bit, the cheerleaders out there. And Lance Reynolds will be lined up in a shotgun with a running back on his left hip. He's got some wide receivers to his right side, 3 and 1 to his left side. We'll see what they do here on the 2nd and 10.
High snap again.
Another high snap, and he will recover the ball, but it will be all the way back down at the 1 yard line. Not what you want to see from Orem. Definitely want to see some improvement on that snap, and we'll bring it back to a 3rd and long on this one. We'll see what Orem can do, see if they can get a first down or at least gain some yards so it's less of a far punt for them to make. As they're back in a huddle, talking about what they're going to do on this play as they line up Lance Reynolds in shotgun, running back on his left, and 2 wide receivers. I think they're going to go to Roger Saliopega on this one as
Pass interference called.
pass goes over Roger Saliopega's head, but there's a pass interference called on the defense, Alta, and we'll see where the referees will place this ball. It does look like it will move in Orem's favor, and with those pass interference plays, you definitely see a lot of automatic first downs. We'll see if that's what they get here. There's also another flag in the backfield that I see, so it's possible there was 2 penalties on the play, one by Orem and one by Alta, and we'll see what the ref's call is here in a second.
About the pass interference, it's usually 15 yards for high school, 20 for college, and wherever the pass interference happened for professional.
All right, so it looks like there was a pass interference, which was declined, but then there was a personal foul on Alta, which will bring the ball forward to about the 17-yard line.
Pass interference against the Hawks was declined by the Tigers.
It looks like it's still a 3rd down, but
It's an automatic first down.
automatic first down. So about 1st and 10 to go on this one.
It would be 1st and 9.
As they hand it off to the running back, Lance Reynolds, and the running back will bring it
9
up
yards.
to about the 25-yard line. Number 1, Fulete Iongi. Sorry if I butchered that name on that one.
Not resulting in a first down.
Brings up a 2nd and 1.
So it's 4th down.
4th and 4, looks like. 4th and 1. It would be.
And
4th and 1 for the Tigers.
4th and 1. Sorry about that.
There was miscommunication between the refs and the radio. The play calls.
Lance Reynolds lined up in shotgun with the running back on his left hip, 1 wide receiver to his left and 3 to his right.
And timeout called.
Timeout called by Orem again.
This timeout charge to the Tigers.
That's 2nd timeout for Orem. So they have 1 left with 8 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Score 20-7 for your Orem Tigers.
Let's see. The last time they called the timeout, they were practicing snaps. And then right after that, they threw a high snap way over his head. And went back to the 1. Let's see what will happen this time.
All right, and we'll see what Orem brings out after this timeout. As they're running back to set up. As they have Asher Young, wide receiver, on the left side, and number 30, Patrick Hervey, on the right side, as Lance Reynolds lines up in a shotgun formation with a split back formation. And
it's a run.
And it's a run, and we'll
first
see.
Down.
We'll see if it's a first down. We'll see where the refs spot this ball, and they spot it past the marker with a first down, gain of about 2 on the play, and we'll bring up a 1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line. And what did you see on that play that helped Orem get that?
It was a low snap, which is good, and then they faked to the right and then headed off to the left, which made a gap on the offense, the defense.
Lance Reynolds lined up in shotgun with 4 wide receivers out, motions to 1, going to the left side, hands it off to the running back, number 21, True Toa.
Gain of about 2.
Had a lot of his name called in this game, as he's been showing up in this game with some heavy runs, some fast runs. And What do you think Alta's defense got to do to stop Orem in these next few plays?
They've got to be a lot more aggressive.
Lance Reynolds lined up in shotgun. Forward wide receivers out again. He'll get the ball and he'll fake handoff.
Almost intercepted.
As Roger Salia, intended target, gets tripped up with another pass interference call, potentially.
That pass was over his head.
We'll see where the refs spot this with a penalty on probably Alta for the trip.
Yeah, most likely Alta.
But we'll have to see what
Alta
the refs
for
say.
probably holding. But let's see. It's on Alta.
Penalty on Alta.
Automatic
first down. And about a 15-yard penalty here. That will bring it up to the 44-yard line. Automatic first down for Orem as they will move the chains. And Alta's had a few big penalties on this drive that they definitely want to clean up. They've had some personal fouls and some pass interference. But what you see with their pass interference is trying to shut down Roger Salia, who's had a big game today. He's a big player. He has hands. He can get the ball and run through a lot of people. Lance Reynolds lines up in shotgun, gets the ball, hands it off to number 1.
And he runs to the 50-yard line.
Gain of about 6 on the play. And injured player for the Alta Hawks down on the field, and there will be an injury timeout.
Oh, he's up.
Actually, he will get up, and we'll see if he heads off the field or stays on the field. Looks
like
right
he's
now that
heading
he's staying
to
on.
safety position. He might get pulled off the field.
Lance Reynolds lines up in shotgun again with a running back on his right hip. 3 wide receivers to his right. And he'll motion for the running back to run out. A little bit of a running back screen. He'll get the ball and he'll run. Big run here. And he gets past the end zone and he'll get to the touchdown for a touchdown. Number 1, Fule Yongi. 50-yard touchdown, and those are some of those big plays that we've seen on the play this night for Orem. And there are some flags on the play. We'll see if it brings it back, and we'll see what the refs
looks like
call.
It's bringing it back, holding, most likely.
And there have been some of those calls this game that have taken away some of the big plays of Orem, and definitely
holding Orem.
Definitely gonna want to clean those plays up, so those big plays that are
really needs
50-yard touchdowns aren't called back anymore, as it will bring up a 2nd and 11 for Orem High.
Yeah, that's the second 50-yard touchdown that we've seen reversed this game.
Lance Reynolds, shotgun with running back on his right hip and motions to get a split back formation. As he has
fakes it. It's
fake handoff, and he'll
scrambling.
A lot of pressure, scrambling, and he'll be sacked for a heavy loss
of about almost 15 yards.
About 15 yards.
Fourth. Oh.
That will bring up about a 3rd and long here, with about 3rd and 24 here to go, with a little bit under 5.5 minutes left in the game. Orem Tigers up 20-7 as they line up with Lance Reynolds in shotgun. Has running back to his right. Motions. 3 wide receivers on the right side. He'll throw to the left side, number 30.
He's going.
He'll get away. He'll break a tackle and
back to the 50-yard line.
50-yard line to bring up about a 4th and 4. Patrick Hervey with a great run after catch on that one, and we'll see what Orem will do here. Seems as
They're
though
bringing out the punting
their
team.
punt team. Number 14, who's had some great punts.
They're bringing out a lot more than their punting team.
Sweet wine on that one. And we'll see what they pull out on this 4th and 4. Definitely going to want to play it safe with a lead of 13, as Alta has to get 2 scores on Orem with 4.5 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Snaps
up.
Punter.
He's punting.
And he hits it. It goes far. And we'll see.
Hits the 20.
Hits the 20 with a great roll for Orem.
Tackled down. Down at the 2. Down at the 2.
Will touch the ball, but Orem will hit them as soon as he gets the ball, and he fumbled it back to the 1-yard line as Orem tackles them again at the 1-yard line.
Ball rolls to the 2-yard line where it'll be Alta football. 1st and 10 from the 2.
All right, everyone. We're just switching broadcast crews. We're just getting a rotation here. Orem Sports Broadcasting becoming a stronger and stronger program pretty much by the week. By this point, we've got more and more people interested in doing it. So very exciting. Similarly exciting, this game so far. Agreed. Absolutely. We've been watching on our off time, and they're taking the snap in their own end zone, throws towards the left. That one bopped into the air and just way out of bounds. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. And how about this Orem defense? Other than the one big play they gave up that gave up a touchdown, they've been doing pretty excellently this whole time.
And I think the scoreboard kind of shows a lot of it. Alta has had drives where they've started to get something going, but they haven't ever been able to punch it in and convert that decent drive into points. Orem has always been able to stop them on a 3rd down.
Of course. And Orem, in opposition, has been able to cash in on a lot of their good drives so far. McKay takes the snap, throws a screen to the right, and that one, he gets tackled hard right at his own 1-yard line. That's Anson Jaramillo on the reception there. And what a good place to start for Orem's defense, if you're them. Alta's gotten a lot of starting us at the 1, but we've always been able to break out of it pretty quickly. But Alta seems to be kind of stuck in their own shell here, as it's 3rd and 10 on their own too, and safety is still very much a possibility. Hansel Fotu getting ready to take this snap. Takes it, steps back. He's rolling out to his left, and he's just made his way to very green grass in front of him, past the 20, and a big hit around the 25. That brings out a flag. I'm thinking maybe a little unnecessary roughness, perhaps a late hit. He was getting down to the ground at that point. So you gotta wonder.
A Orem player get hurt on that defensive play. It's a non-contact injury.
Absolutely.
He's reeling in pain. He got off the field quick, but we hope he gets better. Hope he's all right as this play continues.
We wish him well. And waiting for the signal on this flag. I suspect it won't be very favorable towards the Tigers.
And Alta's, you're starting to see some of that desperation come into play as time is winding down, and they are down a 2-possession lead with 3 minutes to go.
That's going to be a personal foul on the Tigers. That's going to bring this spot of the ball way up. With Alta's only got 3 minutes left to go, so if they score a touchdown, are you thinking onside kick? Are you thinking something tricky like what we saw at the Orem game last week?
I think their hand would almost be forced to go into that if they want to win it.
They're down 2 possessions. There's really no other way to win. Takes the snap, pumps, rolls right over the middle. That one brought in around the 30, and just what a grab by Jace Turner there, managing to dive for it. And this one is going quite a few yards, almost 40 yards, spotted at the Orem 32. So Alta making some really quick work of this drive, as they need to. Hansel Fatu takes the snap, looks left, throws left over the head of Noah Flores. And it's the passing offense that they really need to focus on here, because you just cannot afford to waste any clock here, because 2 minutes, 27 seconds, I feel that's just enough. Just barely enough to get something moving, unless you just play perfectly.
Agreed.
Unless you just play an absolutely perfect offense on this Orem team that's been doing really well. Pretty unrealistic.
And unfortunately for Alta, throughout this game, their passing game has not been their strength. It has been their run up the middle, and they're working on a second-string quarterback as their starter went out with a injury earlier in the game.
Exactly. And there's very few things that can affect a passing offense like that, losing your starter, because there's a really certain chemistry when you have quarterbacks and wide receivers that really understand each other, because the wide receiver will know exactly when to turn their head, because they know he waits just this amount of time on this route, and I know I can turn my head here, and if the ball's for me, it's going to be right there. I know where it is. It's like there's that trust there, and on a backup, you're gonna have some of that, but a lot less of that timing. And Hansel Fatu takes the snap, steps back, looks long, throws along the sideline, and that one very nearly brought in by Noah Flores in the end zone. And he is still down in the back corner of the end zone, and I think he's all right. I think he's just very upset at not being able to bring in that grab. And we had an Orem player go over to check on him. That was Dallin Heel. Good on you there. Go over to check on him. He was staying on the ground for a little bit, but obviously he's just not very happy about missing that grab.
And that would have been a extraordinary catch from that receiver.
Yeah, he was covered every step of that route, and this Alta offense is just kind of forcing things to try and make something happen. Takes snap, looks right, throws over the middle. That one brings out a penalty flag. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say that's probably defensive PI there. There was quite the hit over the middle there. Yeah, that's what you see on those crossing routes sometimes.
Yeah, and it's an unfortunate penalty, but it's kind of one that just happens all the time in our game, as that linebacker is focused on watching that quarterback sides and doesn't quite see that receiver cutting into the inside of the field.
Exactly. And there's the defensive PI penalty, and it's looking like that'll bring up. Chain Gang hasn't moved yet, but I suspect they probably will, because they're spotting this one at the 16, and there they finally go. 2 minutes 15 left in this game. Orem's up 20-7. This one could go down to the wire if Alta manages to get a score here, manages to convert that onside kick. There's still a lot of ways this game could go. Unlikely, but it's still within reach. This game's been a lot closer than we've seen for the past 2 weeks, much to my happiness. I'm very excited when a game's still contested this late. And takes the snap, looks right, throws right, across the little slant route, hits it right to the 10. That's going to be about 8 yards.
And you'll see, as Alta is trying to hurry up offense as more time ticks off the clock, and the clock is their enemy at this point.
Down below 2 minutes to 1:55. Clock still rolling. Waiting to take the snap. Orem showing pressure. We'll see if they actually bring it. And they're waiting a long time to snap this ball. Lots of seconds ticking off. It's been 15 about. And rolling out to the right, pressure all around him, and he's just going to be put down on the ground very nicely by, I believe, Eniasi Matina on that play. Just grabbed him, sent him to the ground. Very, very simple, basic tackle, and that's going to cut a lot of their momentum as more and more clock is winding off.
Business as usual for this defensive line. They've played an amazing game throughout the night, and they've played pretty well throughout the season. Getting sacks and pressuring that quarterback, making it so he feels uncomfortable in that pocket.
One of the best things you can have as a team in general, I think, is a good defensive line, because if your line is good at stopping the run and can get to the quarterback really quickly, what are you even going to do? You know, there's just not a lot you can do. You can throw screens, you can try and just launch it over the top and see what happens, but it completely limits your options, and that's what we saw last week at Jordan. They just completely abandoned their run game at a certain point because Orem was just shutting it down, just completely. There was nothing to be had over there, and we're seeing something very similar. Obviously a bit less one-sided this game, but we're seeing something very similar on defense from the Orem Tigers. Absolutely. And this is going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Alta Hawks. Branko Hansel for 2, getting ready to take this snap in the pistol. And now it's in the shotgun. I swear, every time I call out that they're in the pistol, they move to the shotgun. And he takes the snap, looks right, throws near the end zone, and that one just barely through the hands of Bryant Weber. A bit of a low ball for him to grab, but we saw him hit his helmet. He's obviously not happy about that one getting away from him. And yeah.
And with that drop, you know, it kind of felt, you almost could feel the sigh of sadness, because that felt like their kind of last shot in this game, and we'll see.
They're running one more play. It's 4th and 6. They need a touchdown here. This is the money play, folks. And Bryant Weber gets a big hit from, I believe that was Ammon Alono on that play. And Orem's going to get the ball with 1:09 left, and it's looking like this game is pretty much over. And so, yeah, what are your thoughts on the performances of both these teams throughout this game?
This game, you know, it's been very entertaining to watch. You can see the chippiness throughout the game, and you can see the heart of the players, as Orem should come on top of this one unless something disastrous happens.
It looks like they're not going in victory formation just yet. They've got 2 backs. A little bit of pressure, and it looks like that one's just blown dead right before. Alta showing a little bit of a shift behind the line, may have drawn someone to a false start. We'll see which way this one goes, and yes, that is going to be a false start against the Tigers. So just one more penalty in before we go, I suppose.
Yeah.
This game's had a lot of that as well. That's one thing both of these teams are going to have to work on. I feel especially for the Tigers, they seem to be getting a lot of amazing plays, great performances that just get called back for things that don't need to be happening. You don't need to see holding on those incredible runs. You don't need to knock 7 points off the board for no reason. And Lance Reynolds getting ready to take this snap. Still not in victory formation. Big pressure from Alta. Bubble screen to the right, and this one's going to go down the right sideline. There is a flag in the backfield, and we'll have to see which way this one goes. And it seems we just can't avoid the dirty laundry today.
And I think that's something you're going to see on both teams going into their next week. Orem playing a regional rival in Timpview, excuse me. And, you know, Alta lost to Timpview in this first game, I believe 42-16. And if Orem wants a chance at beating Timpview, they're going to have to clean up the laundry.
Exactly. Yeah, they really need to. They need to make sure that those flags are staying off the field, at least when it's going against them, because that's just really things that don't need to be happening. We're gonna wait for the signal here. That one's going to go against the Hawks. Looked like yet another personal foul. Seen a lot of those this game. Very, very scrappy, physical play on both sides of this team, and the officials are staying on top of it for the most part. We've seen quite a bit of jawing at each other throughout, but yeah, this game really does matter. It's a regional game. It determines where you get seated in the playoffs, and it's just very huge for both of these teams. The last minute of this game winding off the clock. Orem up 20-7 here at Orem High, and yeah, it's looking like this one's going to come to a close by this point. Alta still with 3 timeouts, but I'm pretty sure they won't exactly want to prolong this one. Orem still looking like they're running a play, but we'll see what they go with. I'm suspecting a run. And that ball snapped high, and he's just going to take the knee, and it's looking like this game's going to come to a close.
And it's just kind of a tough one to swallow for Alta, excuse me.
I've been getting it wrong this whole game. I've stopped caring.
But they are going to go down to 0-2 in regional play, and Orem's going to go to 2-0. So Orem off to the start they want, and we're going to be playing regional rival Timpview next week. I hope you guys join us for that game. It's going to be at 7
Absolutely.
on the 30th. But, you know, you can see the chippiness, the scrappiness as both teams really wanted this game, and it came down to Orem wanting it more.
Exactly. And you can see, I can see some of the experience of playing Skyridge, of playing Pleasant Grove. Those 6A teams, bad losses for Orem, great teaching moments. And this is what it really comes down to, because those games, you know, they hurt. They're big scores. They're big scores against you. You know, you kind of expect that to happen. But when you're here and when it matters, that experience is coming into play here. And just an excellent job by the Tigers of staying in control of this game the whole time.
And I agree with that on everything you said. You know, they did get just completely blown away by those 6A teams, but that let them, they had a bye week after Skyridge, and it allowed them to work on what they were struggling with, put them back on the path to winning, and you're seeing a lot of that maturity and the learning through those games come out against these 5A games where it does matter, and hopefully we'll go into the playoffs and help this team take state.
Exactly. Anyways, we're going to sign off here now. I've been TJ for the night. This is Gavin next to me. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. We've certainly enjoyed watching this game.
And we hope you'll join us next week for Timpview.
Absolutely. Have a great night, Orem.